good.
All right, Shalom. We're at the Hebrew Israelites. We come out here week in, week out. We prophesy the downfall of America. To let the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are the true children of Israel according to the Bible. To let the so-called white man know that he is Esau according to the Bible. That America is Babylon, Sodom, and Egypt, and it will be destroyed in the third world war, which is going to be a nuclear war. All right, so with that being said, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are during the truth, and the sincerity, and the women, and the children who follow. So as I stated before, America is going to be destroyed in the third world war, which is definitely going to be a nuclear war. But before that, it's going to feel many pains. It's going to go through a hard time, through struggle. All right? And we're living in that time right now. It's rapidly approaching us. You look and you see all the things going on in the world right now. With the vaccine, with the pandemic, with the China and America over there in the South China Sea having skirmishes. Iran. If you can't see that this is the end times, well, it's high, like the scriptures say, it's high time to wake out of sleep. Because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. But before Jacob, which is the 12 tribes, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, get saved out of this place, all right, that we got to go through the trouble. So that's where we're going to kick it off at.
Start from the top. Yeah. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble.
Hold on, because it said the children of thy people. Who are the children of thy people? That's talking about the nation of Israel. All right? Because we are the Lord's only begotten. All right? It says that Israel by name had kept the precept, but not the heathen. So this is talking to us first and foremost, and to us and us only.
It says, such as never was since there was a nation.
Can you back it up real quick?
It says, I'm gonna start from back from the top.
Yeah.
Daniel 12 and 1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble.
Right, there should be a time of trouble. Okay? And like you said, a time that never was before. There are going to be some things that we're going to have to go through in these days. All right, you're going to go days without eating. You might have to go days without drinking. You're going to have martial law. You're going to have terrors on all sides. You're going to have race riots. You're going to have a civil war. It said that Esau kept his wrath with Jacob perpetually. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
That's right, man. Great miseries. All right, because they had walked in pride, they didn't humble themselves. The meek are the ones who are going to get salvation.
The reason why I specifically brought that precept out, is right exactly what the brother said. The times that are coming, really only the elect are going to be prepared for them. When you go into the book of 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, it tells you that that day is not going to take them as a thief in the night. Because they're preparing, but you have those that are living in great pride and they're forsaking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that they're going to be caught up in these great miseries that the brother's going into. This great time of trouble, which we know, according to Jeremiah 30 and 7, is what? The time of Jacob's trouble. All right?
We're going to get that next.
This is back in Daniel chapter 12, and finish in verse 1. It says, there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
That's right, man. So it's going to be a time of trouble, a time that never was before. Okay, an obstacle that no other people had to climb and get out of, had to dodge and get away from. And at that time, that's when the salvation is going to come. That's when we're going to get beamed up into the chariots, which are known as so-called UFOs, but they're the chariots of the Most High. That's our ticket out of this place.
It's the book of
That Wisdom of Solomon? Go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
That's what we're doing right now, man. We're out here, free will, in the cold, standing in the face of them who have afflicted us. All right? Boldly proclaiming this truth. Condemning the so-called white man. You had the white chick, what's her name, Green?
Oh, yeah.
She, you know, she was blowing the whistle. She was spilling all the beans. And she did it for years on end. And then when she finally got elected, you know, they used that against her. And then she backpedaled. Oh, 9/11 really happened and this, that, and the third. And, you know, she didn't stand on her morals. But you're not going to have the man of the Lord backbite like that. We know Babylon, or America is Babylon. We know the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, we know all these things, and we're going to stand on them to the end. You can put us in a concentration camp. You can torture us. The true men of the Lord, all right, we ain't going to back down.
You know what? That takes a lot of it takes a lot of faith to know these things are going to happen and to continue to do these works. You know, because the Most High, He didn't give this spirit to everyone. You know, you have men that the Lord will put the spirit on to do the works. But as it says in I believe the book of Matthew, the 13th chapter, it says because of when it speaks about the parable, it says that you have a man who for a moment will enjoy this truth, but when persecution or tribulation arises because of the word, by and by he's offended. You know, pretty much meaning you're gonna turn your back because you can't handle it. You can't with that old saying, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, and the heat is on, man, and the heat is gonna intensify. You know, it's not gonna get any better for this place, man. It's gonna get worse and worse, and it's gonna be definitely a test for the hopeful elect.
I'm gonna tell you the difference between the hopeful elect and old girl. Money. We ain't out here asking for money. But what is she? She's a fundraiser. She went around kicking all that knowledge, so-called knowledge, because she knew that there was a segment of people that wanted to hear that. So-called truthers. And what did they do? They funded her. She said, hey, I need X amount of thousands of dollars so I can run. I need X amount of dollars so I can travel the country, this, that, and the third. And people were giving her that money because they believed in her. That's all it was about it. She just wanted the money because if she really believed the things that she said, she'd have stuck to it to the death. Well, I was led to believe things that weren't true. That's bullshit.
When you look at that with a spiritual eye, you can tell there's something going on, man. You know, something going on. Nobody comes out with a vast amount of information for all these years and then turn back. You know, just there's something going on, man. You know, they start to put the pressure on their ass or something.
And just like it says in Isaiah 47, she was exposed in Babylon. Piece by piece.
you know how he is. When information about him's getting out, oh yeah. Count your days.
I want to know what T.I. did to piss him off. Because for him to get a whole sex ring.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Let's say underage kids and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't hear all the details about it. I heard about it though. Like,
for you to be on some to get Bill Cosby in this society, you had to piss him off in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. T.I. he's a truther, but T.I. they got him under control. You know, they got him under control enough where he won't put a lot of information out there. But you can tell he knows something's going on too, man. You know, for a long time. We finish this in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, in verse 1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors."
Right, and made no account of his labors. We built this country from the ground up. All right, and we're the last hired in the first fire. We get the bottom, the dregs, okay? The low man on the totem pole, whatever you want to call it. All right, you got the surface on horses and we're walking on the fucking ground. Leading a fucking trail of tears.
It says, "When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear."
And that it is the so-called UFOs, the chariots, the angels. And they're going to be troubled with terrible fear. Why? Because their mind is programmed that when they see this UFO, this so-called invasion. I know what happened on Independence Day. I know what happened on World of Worlds. Okay, the so-called white man's already put out the narrative of who they are, how they're going to respond, and how you should respond. You should run in fear.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
That's right, they're going to be amazed when they see what actually happens. Because it is, the chariots are going to be tearing this place up. But they're also going to so-called abduct people. That's what they're going to think, oh, it's an abduction. But when they see, or when they know that the missiles are coming, and they're getting so-called abducted, they're getting saved out of this place. And when they see that it's only these people on this side right here, that's when they're going to be like, what in the world? How come Karen didn't go? How come Becky didn't go? Tanner and Taylor.
All these upstanding Caucasian citizens, you know?
These good white people that down the ride.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 10. It's based off what you were saying earlier. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
That's right, man. That the devil, which is the so-called white man, is going to cast some of us into prison. And we should be tried 10 days. That means a certain period of time. We're all going to have to go through something, man. The Lord's not going to give us spiritual power for nothing. We're going to have to prove ourselves. We're proving ourselves right now, but there's a day of temptation, an hour of temptation. We're all going to get presented with that mark of the beast and have to deny it. Okay? You're going to have military and militia troops going door to door. They're already doing it overseas. Talking about going door to door to make you get the vaccine. And I was watching the elders out there in Connecticut, not the apostles, the elders, and they were talking about they got word from Holland that people out there is like firebombing them COVID centers. For people to get the jab, they're out there with Molotov cocktails and they're bombing them. And they don't want that word to get out because then, you know, it was spread. People were like, yeah, man, this is some bullshit. You know? and they're trying to keep it under wraps. But man, it's going down.
Yeah, you can't hide those. The Most High, like you mentioned Isaiah 47 earlier. You can't hide anything. The Most High, it's already in the Most High's will to have all these things revealed. Everything's going to be revealed, man. You know, you can't hide anything from the prophecy of Yahweh Shema Shai. You can hide it from an average ass nigga, you know, but that information is going to get out, you know. They might. I fucking hate Jake, bro. Jake is going to get caught up, you know. Jake still what was that, 2 Peter 3 and verse 3, it says, in the last days there shall come scoffers, walking after their own lust, man. Jake's still out here fucking playing. It was years ago where there was a video, it was showing how Esau, Edom, and his children, how they're pretty much preparing for bad times, so to speak. Times of war. You know, you got the kids there, they're doing military drills. They have actual weapons, learning how to use them at a young age. All this and that. Meanwhile, you got Jake, they're TikToking, they're twerking. You know, they're doing everything except preparing.
Yeah.
This word is for us. As the scripture said, had I went to another nation, they would have listened. But here it is, this word is being presented unto our people. And not first and foremost, not only are you despising Yahweh Shema Shai, but you're making light of the work that he put on the spirit of his prophets. You know, a lot of you niggas, especially you so-called black women, you know, because that's what just sparked it, man. That's what sparked it. You really gonna get caught up, man. Yeah. I ain't gonna go deep into it. We understand already. It's too many videos that already went out on you damn nigga work. And the facts still stand that you're gonna get caught up, man. Because you're full of your pride. Esau, Edom, and dude your ass with pride. And now you feel like you can't be touched. You feel like you're always right. Hey, the Most High is gonna deal with you, man. And this niggas too. Alright? You niggas is gonna get caught up, man. That's why it says the slain of the Lord is gonna be many, according to Isaiah the 64th chapter, man.
But as the scripture was saying, go ahead. As the scripture was saying, you know, you're gonna be thrown into those prisons, which is concentration camps, man. And they're gonna tug at your heartstrings. They're gonna do everything in their power to make you want to submit to this beast, to take this mark. You know, they might catch up your family, you know, your wife, your kids, girlfriend, whoever you got, your mom, and they might not torture you, but they might torture them. And you might have to hear the screams of your kid, hear the screams of your woman. I'm just painting the picture, because this is the mindset that we have to be in. It's already taking place. Look at the woman and her 7 sons in Maccabees. She had to watch as her 7 sons were systematically tortured and killed one by one. And if they did it back then, what makes you think they won't do it right now? If they're doing it in Guantanamo Bay, what makes you think they won't do it right now?
They show you that type of shit, and I forget there is a term for that. I forget it, but they show you that in these different movies and TV shows. That's how they get niggas to break. Oh, you want to give us the code? And they pull out, you know, significant other or you know whatever. Mm-hmm. No, wait. And then you fold. Oh, so I'm gonna finish this. I get back to it. This is our finishing Revelation 2 and 10. It says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
So it's an honor at the end of the day, man, to give your life for Yahweh Shema Shai. So you got to stand tough, man. If your wife, if your kids are getting tortured to death, You know, the Most High is he's gonna take care of us. He's gonna look after us. All right. He said he'll give us a crown of life. But not only that, who knows what might happen? You might get spiritual power at that point in time and be able to come out of that and save them. Regenerate them. This thing is faith-based. And you gotta keep that faith, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 13. It says, but he, Slakia, I'll go up. Shit, really, 24. You know how 24 is.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get Matthew 24.
I just want to get this point. This is Matthew 24 and verse 12. And the point is in 13. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love
of many shall wax cold.
The love of many shall wax cold. God.
All right, anybody gonna have no sympathy for you in that day? Don't nobody have no sympathy for you right now. Catch a flat tire on the interstate, see if anybody stop. You might get one person to stop for you after you've been out there for 45 minutes. Nobody give no care about you, except for the IQ. If you're in this truth. And it's gonna be even, how much more in that day? When people are going house to house because of the lack of bread and great tribulation.
It's gonna be free game. It's gonna be no rules. Because what it says they should not regard their kings nor princes.
Right.
So who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? At that point, at that time, you gotta call Ghostbusters because the police ain't coming.
Right.
They might be part of the action. You know.
They're gonna be trying to save their ass too.
Yeah, they still got their families and things too. So who you gonna call, man? And that's why it says in Ecclesiastes 12, man, remember now that I created the days that I used, while the evil days come not, when thou say I had no pleasure in them. Because when those times come, who you gonna call them? Because you ain't been calling on the Lord all this time. That's what, you ain't been trusting in the Lord. You ain't been praying to the Lord. So who you gonna call on, man? You know, now that's speaking specifically to the 2/3, man. Now, reading on, finish this. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
He that endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. You got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. All right, you gotta keep pushing. There's gonna be some obstacles in the way. That's why it's called the trouble. Jacob's trouble. What do you do when you meet trouble? All right, you're either gonna fold or you're gonna rise above. You're either gonna fight or you're gonna flight. And fighting is not an option. Not if you want salvation.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go to the next verse. Also, like Revelation 2:11. It says, "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." And that second death is talking about those thermonuclear missiles.
Right.
And those that what did they overcome? Those that were tried in the fire, as it says in verse 10, it says they should be tried as gold in the fire. Then the very next verse it says, "Him that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." These are the men who trusted in Yahweh, who had that faith in Yahweh Bashim Al-Washai, who knew that, like the brothers going into it, who knew that that time of trouble was coming, and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go through it." Didn't second guess it. Didn't sit there at the round table, looking at the mirror, consulting with themselves. Should I really go through with this? No, they just said, "Man, we're gonna do this, man." Those are the ones that are not gonna be hurt of the second death. But those that quit, as the apostles brought up the guys from the old school and things like that, which we don't know. I don't know too much about them, but what the apostles say. But I take their word. They've been a valuable and reliable source of information for years. But you have those guys that try to creep back in Then you got you got these regular Joe Schmoes that come in our generation, and then they fall out, and then they see things getting heating up, and they want to come back in or be a part of it, or they just go completely bug out. But case in point, no, not case in point, but the conclusion of what I'm saying is a man of the Lord is going to go through the bullshit. Just to say it straight out, it's going to go through the bullshit because it's worth it. You know, it's worth losing your life physically for Yahweh Shem Shai's sake, man. Because it says for what people won't even. Can I get the precept? Romans 5. Well, this just speaks about Yahweh Shai, how he died for the nation. So I think like 5 and 6.
Romans chapter 5 verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Hamashiach died for the ungodly.
Right. So when we were yet without strength, Yahweh Shai died for the ungodly, which is who? Namely the elect, those that were called and chosen. You know, but Yahweh Shai took on all the sins of Israel, man. All right.
Yeah. It says, for scarcely for a righteous man will one die, yet peradventure for a good.
It says for scarcely for a righteous man will one die. For scarcely for a righteous man, a man that upholds these words, will one die. But here it is, he died for the entire nation. You know, and the reason why I wanted to bring this out is showing that it's really going to show in the last days. It's going to show the integrity of those who really take this passage serious. Because Yahweh Shai died for the ungodly. He was persecuted and scorned for the elect's sake, man. So the elect, in favor, they're gonna do what? They're gonna keep the law, statutes, and commandments. They're gonna carry their cross, and they're gonna endure these hard times that we're coming into. You know, for the sake of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's the point that I really wanted to bring that out. It should be a little bit more into that verse.
Yet peradventure, for a good man, some would even dare to die.
Some would even dare to die. You know, because people are selfish, man. You know, you're not gonna jump in front of a bullet. You know, a lot of people are not gonna jump in front of a bullet for someone that they claim that they love, man, because they're thinking about themselves. And that's why with this knowledge, we are not to be that way, man. You know, through the Spirit, you know, we can say it from going through the trenches with these brothers. I'll jump in front of a moving train for these brothers if I had to, man.
Yeah.
Because what is it for one? No, for one, what is this? What is these bodies anyway? For two, where's the love for the Akim? Where's the love for those who be like unto thee? You know. So it's fuck these bodies, man. But you have people that won't even people won't go through the tribulation in this day and age and put their so-called reputations on the line for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's sake because they're thinking about themselves, man. And this is exactly why a lot of people are going to get taken in these last times, man.
Let me get one more when it says, but the Most High commandeth his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Hamashiach died for us.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai died for us. You know, so just to clear that point up on why I brought that out, once again, we are not to be, stop thinking about yourself, man. Stop thinking about yourself. In the last days, if you're thinking about yourself, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. If you got the mindset that I'm not gonna go through this because I don't have to. You thinking about yourself instead of thinking about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know, pretty much those type of people you're taking the cross of Yahweh Shai in vain.
Yeah.
When Galatians, I believe the 6th chapter, it says that we bear about in our body the sufferings of Yahweh Shai. And we're gonna suffer in this time right now, and we're gonna suffer when the time of Jacob's trouble is in full effect.
Get that up.
That's all right. That's what it is. That's all.
Okay. No, you good. You know, you on point. Get that Jeremiah real quick.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. And it reads, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it."
Like we said before, it's a day that none is like it. You're gonna experience something that you never experienced before. You're gonna be put in a situation of adversity that you gotta fight your way out of. And if you ain't got the Lord on your side, man, you not gonna make it. That's the long, the short, the end, the beginning. The sum of all parts, man. If you ain't got the Lord on your side, how about you outside? You through.
It says, "It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
That's right, the elect's gonna be saved out of it, man. Because the Lord is gonna feed his elect. All right, he's gonna take care of whom is his. Can we get before we go to Matthew 24, can we get Psalm 144? I believe it's Psalm 144. Yeah. Yep.
This is Psalms 144 verse 1. It says, "A psalm of David. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight."
That's right, man. The Lord, Yahweh Shai, he's the one who's going to teach our hands to war and our hands to fight. Because in that day, you're going to have to fight. Military troops coming. You got so-called marauders or another nation coming at you. Esau coming at you. A pack of Edomites. Coming to rob, coming to steal, coming to kill, coming to rape, rob, murder like they always been doing. You're going to have to fight in that day. But the Most High got to put that spirit on you. He's going to put the spirit in his man. Like he did in the ancient days. When we went to war and obliterated the heathen. And came back whole.
It says, my goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer."
That's right, man. He said, my fortress. You know what a fortress is? Think of a castle. They can't be penetrated. Think of a castle built on the side of a mountain. With nothing but a staircase to come up it. Now how it's totally defendable. You can't scale the mountain, or you can try to scale the mountain with your army, but you're gonna get picked off one by one. Now you can all come up this little staircase, but you're gonna get it's a narrow pass, just like on 300. They had that narrow pass to defend, and now their big numbers didn't mean anything. That's what Yahweh Shai is, man. He's that strong fortress. It protects you. So that when the enemy comes in, it's totally defendable.
It says, "My shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me." Lord Yahweh, what is man? That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
I got a piece.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and so I did. chapter 2 and verse 13. Okay? I started 12. It says, woe be to the fearful hearts and faint hands in the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended.
Man,
you know, I brought it out on the defense part because you have a lot of people that get weary, they get tired, you know, or they just claim just according to the context of the scriptures, they get tired, man. And it says in that time they should not be defended. But that's also going to 2/3 too, man. You're not gonna be defended. You know, you didn't put forth your hand to the plow. You know, you didn't which is, you know, you have some men that are not meant to be prophets and teachers, but you know you can do some work, you know, if you're not going to be a prophet. But the point is, a lot of people are not going to be defended. Those that are going to be defended, those that are going to be protected, as the brother said, those that are going to be fed in those days. What is that in the book of Isaiah? It says that the Lord shall feed them, but the others shall mourn, and they shall weep. You know, roughly paraphrasing. So you ain't doing the work. How about you outside? It says in Matthew 24, blessed is the man who, when I come, I shall find somebody so doing. You ain't gonna be defended. That's the point. You're not gonna be defended. And, that was what's about.
All right, we're going to Matthew 24.
Matthew. This is back in the book of Matthew, chapter. I'll start from 6. Specific point?
Yeah, 6.
This is the book of Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
And that's what we're hearing right now. We're hearing about the World War III. We're hearing about, like I said earlier, the China shooting at ships in the South China Sea. We're hearing about plans with going to war with Iran. Plans about Russia. They got this new the show on Netflix about spies and how, you know, people have been spying back and forth and how easy it is. You know, you can go through the airport and go through a freaking tunnel or a little, you know, like a box that they make you walk through, and they get all the information off your phone, all the information off your cards and all that. It's called spying, I believe. And it's spilling the beans. You know, and then it does go into Eric Snowden, how they've been spying on us and all that, man. Come on.
That's what's gonna happen. No, hey, that's what was gonna happen to old girl. They was gonna persecute her ass. She pretty much apologized. They said,
she apologized without apologizing.
Yeah. And she said sorry. She ain't say sorry, but she said sorry because she know that pressure that was gonna come down. But
she wanted to try to kind of save face so that she can still make some money. But these are the times that we're in, man. You're hearing about these wars and rumors of wars. The Capitol. All right, that was a siege. You know, you're talking about plots of overtaking the government, sedition among men. These are the times that we're living in. Go ahead.
It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And
that's right, man. Nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You're going to have class wars. You're going to have race wars. You're going to have the nation of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you know, sticking together, as it says in Isaiah the 12th. Isaiah 13th. God, so fuck you. You know, you can, yeah, go ahead. Matter of fact, yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah. It's like this book of Isaiah, chapter 13. And verse 14. All right, it says, and it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up.
That's right, confusion, man. When you see a deer or a roe running around, like when a lion's chasing it, it darts. Okay? And that's the mindset of these people. That's how they're going to be in those days. They're going to run to and fro. Like a chicken with their head cut off. They're not going to know what to do. Because they're not using prudence. They're not looking for that day right now. They have a short piece in this world. You got Pastor Pork Chop telling them that everything is cool. Just give you 10%, you got a blessing coming. He's not telling you about the Jacob's trouble that's coming. He's not speaking about these wars and rumors of wars that's going on. He ain't giving you the true meat that you need, man. So you hungry in the spirit. And you gonna die for your lack of prudence, man. A lot of people, like the brother said, a lot of people gonna die. They compared it in 2nd Ezra, the people that are gonna be saved, they compared it as a drop from a wave.
It says, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. So
that's right, man. Everybody's gonna stick with their own. You're not gonna have this rainbow coalition of people coming together. Matter of fact, let's just say somebody do want to join the rainbow coalition, you want to go to the other side. What the scripture say?
Everyone that is found shall be thrust through.
Everyone that is found is going to be thrust through.
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
And they will fall by the sword, man. The modern day sword is a gun. But it don't have to be a gun. They can get beat to death. It might be an actual sword. Yeah, old boy, remember? Old boy, he had the sword, and he was on the treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
Practicing.
Yeah, gonna be like, hey, you might see that nigga out there, man, them last days, man.
He know what's going down. He know he gotta get his cardio up.
It'd be like, the movie Bright. You know, where the dude had that big ass sword in the middle of the street. You might see that in those last days, man. You know, and it's not gonna be too far fetched to those who are looking for all types of chaos to kick off in the first place. You know, we're as it says, we're looking forward and hastening unto the coming of our Lord Yahushua, and we know that that's part of it. You know, so hey,
a sword is not a bad thing to have, man. It's a self-renewing weapon. It's got that sharp side. You can always, sharpen it back up. But guns run out of bullets.
That's why Michonne lasted so long.
Yeah. Exactly, yo.
Yeah. Rick the Ranger brought her, gave her a gun. This is Matthew 24 and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom.
Like we said before, you're gonna have America against Russia, against China, against Iran. You're gonna have the World War III, where everyone is gonna have to choose a side. You're gonna have an event that happens where the tide kind of shifts. You're gonna have all of America's allies who were once at peace with them have enmity against them. And at one point in time, you're gonna come to a head where everyone's gonna shoot their missiles on America. And it's gonna be completely destroyed.
It says, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
And that's what we're gonna experience, man. We see all these random seismic events. Earthquakes that 10.7s or whatever, I can't remember how it is on a Richter scale, but these mega earthquakes causing these big tsunamis and this, that, and the third, which a lot of it is actually Esau, with his fracking machine and his heart machine.
10 on the Richter scale is a massive earthquake, bro. Because 8.6 can destroy this whole side of town. 8.6, let alone a 10, that's massive. But I'm pretty sure they are going on. You have volcanoes and all these different things that are going on. And The Most High gave us so many signs. You're a fool. You have to be a fool to ignore them, man. All right, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows. You know, and it says that in 2nd Esdras, man. It says that all these are. I gotta get that Bible shot too, because it pretty much runs down the same thing that we're going into. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. Speaking of pretty cold, hey, Baloo's back.
He's back?
I was listening to one of his videos and see what he's talking about. It looked like he done got humbled, man.
Oh man.
He didn't really bring out no scriptures, but he was just talking.
Might send me the link.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it.
I ain't gonna do that to you.
Alright.
This is I'm kind of gonna run it down. You can intervene. This is 2nd Ezra 16, and goddamn, and verse. I'm starting from 14. It says, "Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth."
Right, man. That's that thermonuclear fire, man. You had napalm back in the day, which napalm they used in mainly Korea and Vietnam, and it's a chemical reaction that's like, it's a sticky fire, and it totally engulfs whatever, you know, it hits. But nuclear fire, the reaction is so violent. You know, when they had the atom bomb, that splitting of an atom is so violent, it caused, you know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those cities, like the brother said, compared to an earthquake, how it could fly in this place, them places were obliterated, man. And these missiles in these times are tens of thousands of times bigger and badder. They had a picture to show like a comparison with you know, a stick of dynamite or, you know, C4, how big of an explosion it is, and the bigger it was, the bigger the cloud was. So, you know, they had little dynamite, they had C4, and, you know, they had a grenade, and then they showed, you know, the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombs, and they were like this. And then they showed, as they went up, and they showed the ones that we got today, and they were like this. So it's not even comparable. When Russia said we got a nuke that'll blow up Texas or France, that's the scale. We're not talking about blowing up cities. We're talking about blowing up countries, states, big land masses, thousands of miles of square feet. I said square feet. Square miles. Thousands of square miles.
That's massive. Because what the Lord said, he created the smith that blew up the coal in the fire. Let alone just off of that precept, that's how you knew that, you know, if you have an ear to hear, that, you know, that thermonuclear destruction or the thermonuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles, were going to constantly advance. Because a smith, that is a profession, that's a job. You know, that's something that it's a craft. You know, and the Most High put the spirit on these different smiths in Russia, in China, and wherever you can name that has nuclear capability. The Most High put the spirit on them to advance these weapons, for them to be able to travel further distances. You know, and the Most High is a bad dude, man, and that's why this judgment is gonna be so massive, because the Most High had this prescribed from the beginning, as it says in 2nd Ezra 9. He had the smith created from a long time ago. The destruction was proclaimed. the salvation and the promises, so on and so forth. Everything was proclaimed, man. Reading on, so I can get to the point of this. This is 2nd Ezra 16, and verse 15. It says, "The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward."
That's right, man. Once these missiles get shot in the air, all right, ain't no coming back from it. All right, it's gonna utterly destroy this place.
Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death.
That's right, we're in the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of famine, mourning, and great death. I couldn't have said it better. You know what I'm saying? It can't be said better. It can't be said more plain.
That's it. What's that song? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing yet, man. The Most High is working, baby. You know, it's going to be the beginning when things are going to be beyond our imagination, bro. Things are the trouble. Even though it be told unto us, it's still going to be something that we still cannot 100% fathom. This is why we're going to have faith in those days, man. It's easy to sit here and say, man, I'm going to be doing this and that. But then that time comes and you start seeing things that you heard of, but you're like, God damn, you're not going to know how to react. You know, so it's going to be the beginning. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, which proves what? A lot of people are going to be persecuted, man.
Yeah.
By who? The Heavenly Father Yahweh, the same power whom they say is all love. It says that the slaying of him is going to be many. It says this is the beginning of great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils.
That's right, man. These so-called leaders, they're going to be in fear because they can't control what's going on. They've been controlling the narrative, you know, up until this point and into the near future. But once the Most High makes his move and they're no longer in control, that's when they're going to have that fear. That's when they're going to go in them bunkers.
What shall I do when these evils shall come? You can move the camera around to your disposal, whatever works for you. Everybody's in the frame. I just put it there because that's how we started off.
Cool, bro.
This is back in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and in verse, it's on Matthew 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Yeah, man, it's just like we're talking about in the Revelation, the 2nd chapter. We're going to be persecuted, man. They're going to come and get us. And read that one more time.
It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Like old girl, man. They're persecuting her. She blew the whistle. They came down on her. She flipped the script and denounced all that she believed in. And she still lost her spot. And that's how they're going to demonize the men of the Lord. They're going to, like the brothers said, you know, they're going to call us crazies. They're going to tie us in with different Muslim groups or extremist groups or this, that, and the third. Like American skin. Oh boy, he had, what do you have, a shirt that said the Most High or something like that?
Yeah.
Because they're wanting to tie us in to those extremist type groups. So that when it's time to roll, they already got their ducks in a row. It's already a precedent set for it.
And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many.
And that's what's going on right now, man. You got all these people out here faking the funk in Israel. You got these pastors, so-called pastors, not giving the people what they really need. You still have people like Joel Osteen. You have your everyday Pastor Porkchop, all the way down to so-called men in this truth, like the great commanding General Yohana, telling you to take the Maxine. Like Nate, telling you not to call on the name of the Lord.
And also what they do as far concerning the mark of the beast, they try to they make it seem like it's not what it is.
Yeah.
You know, here it is. That's a major prophecy that's written in the book of Revelation, and they pass it off as, oh, it's just philosophy, or it's this or it's that. When there's all the facts surrounding this precept that shows exactly what it is. You know, when you go into that word charagma, it's clear that it's something physical. You know, but you know, you had that's another thing that they do amongst Israel. They act like that prophecy is not what it is, and those people are gonna have to pay for that, man. If you continue, keep that up, and you continue that you're saying that false prophet spirit, that deceitful spirit, the Most High is gonna deal with you. Because the edification's there, the information's there. You just choose not to follow it or acknowledge it. So reading on, Matthew 24 and verse 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Just like we said before, man, ain't nobody gonna have no sorry for you, no pity for you, not in that day. Not when people are running to and fro, people are hungry, starving, ain't eating days, gotta feed their family. When it's real in the field, ain't nobody gonna have no sorry for you, no pity for you. If you got it, I need it, I want it. It's gonna be survival of the fittest. And if you ain't got your Yahweh Shai on your side, man, you gonna lose.
It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Endurance to the end. Overcoming all the pitfalls, all the obstacles that got in your way. You kept fighting. You might have fell down, but you got back up and you kept pushing. You're gonna finish the race. That's how you get salvation, man. You can't give up. You gotta keep the faith.
It says, to him that overcometh. You know, to him that overcometh. Those are the ones that are going to receive that protection of Yahweh Shai, that salvation. You know, these are the men that have been tried in the fire, and they proved themselves worthy of the great reward of Yahweh Shai. You know, which all men will not stand in their integrity and do the things necessary to receive the reward of salvation. You know, they fold to their own devices, so to speak.
That's the scriptures say, don't let the sins of this world weigh you down, man. So it reminds me of this movie that I seen as a recent couple of days ago, where they had this the house was haunted, and they had this entity, and like the grandmother had like Alzheimer's, and basically the entity was trying to get the dad in the house, and it was attacking everybody, but it wasn't attacking like moving shit around, it was attacking the mind. And it was and at the end of make them want to give up by killing themselves. So like it was a sister and a brother, and the demon was doing, like, it was getting stronger and stronger. So the dude, they said he was like, something happened. He was like, oh, I gotta, it was an emergency that he had to leave and go get some help or go to the grocery store or some shit. And then the sister was like, damn, where you at? That nigga was like, I left. Because the demon was like, leave. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I left and you should too. It's like, damn, you gonna leave mom and dad? Like, they dead already. Like, they through. Like, I got kids. And so he drove home, and the demon followed him home and showed him an image in his mind of the whole family slitting their throats. And so he slit his, and then the family walked in, was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They spazzed out. So I say that movie and this truth, Satan is constantly giving us false images, you know, and thoughts in our minds to make us what? Want to quit, want to give up. And that's ultimately the suicide. You know, so it's all in your mind. You know, outside of that, you just overcome. Because Jake, like Apostle Gabar said, the only thing that take you out this truth is you. You know, of course, Yahweh Shem Shai is a dictator, that goes without saying. But what I'm saying is that outside of the Lord's will, the only person that can make you quit is you. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you to get up. But when you fall, that's when, are you built for this? Or you're wicked? You're not, you know, the Lord gonna kill you, or you're done. Why, you know, the Lord ain't dealing with you no more. You know what I'm saying? All these thoughts will come through your mind. But overcoming is that ability to get back up. And that goes back into the concept of the let's go chant, man. Which makes it so such a heavy mantra amongst us, because what Shannon Briggs said, he said basically, look, the concept of let's go chant came from when he was 100 pounds overweight and nobody ain't help him, and he had to get himself up, man. Because as the scriptures say, it says when two lie together, they have heat. But some battles, and it's mainly the internal battles, nobody is there to help you. You know what I'm saying? When you fuck up and you know it brings doubt in your mind. Nobody know what you're thinking. So you gotta learn how to get yourself up, man. You gotta learn how to be motivated. You gotta learn how to have the initiative. You gotta learn how to have the hunger on your own. You know what I'm saying? There's lessons and there's brothers that fire you up, but if you can't do it on your own, then you pretty much stuck out there. You gotta learn how to motivate yourself, and it's true when others are not there to motivate you, man. You know? That's why the brotherhood is so important, because like the Apostle Carr said, man, Satan want to isolate you and put you by yourself, man. So once you by yourself, who's there to help you? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody there to help you. It's pretty much you out here by yourself, man. And you got to deal with the world on your own. You know?
What you sit here like you fucking horse against fucking God.
So this is back in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and let's see where we at, verse 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come."
That's right, man. It's going out on the Unicorn, on YouTube, on various different platforms around the world. And the apostles didn't have to physically go over to these places and create camps. They had to come to Nebraska, to Dallas, to the UK, to Jamaica, to Mexico, to, you know, all the other places, man. It's camps everywhere. This word didn't went out. That resonates with us. That's how we know that this is the truth. We can see it. And it says, then the end shall come?
It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come."
And then shall the end come. All right? Once that elect has been sealed, then that's when, you know, the Jacob's trouble and everything that we've been talking about and speaking about is going to occur.
Even at the time when he said this, you had the 10 tribes over here on this side. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Lord came back, when he was risen, they like, you going to restore the kingdom now? Like, they always been ready. But that's why, you know, remember, because he told him, he said, I go to a place where you can't go. You know what I'm saying? And he was talking about coming over on this side, you know?
And just a sidebar, that was for the natives, because, you know, Latinos are technically natives too. It's just the fact that they was taken over by the conquistadors, so, you know, we'll say Latin. But, you know, the Mayans are pretty much natives too. They consider themselves natives too. But I say that to say that that's where Quetzalcoatl comes from. You know what I'm saying? Which was a flying serpent. You know what I'm saying? And the natives or the Mayans see him as Quetzalcoatl. Alright? And that, like that 2012 thing in that calendar, the Lord came and showed them, you know, the end times. So they just pretty much try to calculate it, you know? And they always been like that, man. They always been stargazers, man, on Issachar, man. Anybody know that scripture? Which proves that what? They're the Israelites, man. Esau appeared pretty much to say, well, everybody looks at the stars. No, man, these people it's like the Spanish, man. Cyprus, was it not Cyprus? I think it was Kingdom of Cyprus when they had the Navy, and they ain't nothing but the conquistadors, which is the Spaniards. You know what I'm saying? They're renowned. You know, everybody traveled the seas, but if you're talking about actual sea travel and people knowing about it, it's conquistadors. So you gotta watch Esau in their words, man. You know, but at the